I'll read your questions from my phone. All right. Okay. Let's go through price as usual. Dollar index. Yesterday we were looking for price to go no, we are going to do it together today. Right, you're going to do it together. Is that all right if we do it together? Yeah, we're gonna do it together now, and then obviously I don't know, we've got an hour together, so I'll do my best. Okay, let's go through this quickly. Look at gold, what gold is up to. If gold is rejecting that level, that's nice to see. Dollar index yesterday, we said we were looking for price to go up here, up there, and then up there, and you can see how precise price is moving, right? So we are expecting 95.73, and with that, obviously euro is going to continue dropping. Yesterday I also mentioned that, right, euro might get into the mean threshold of the consolidation, because I don't see any high probability level within that area. So we might see euro drop up to at least the 113 big figure. So that's the next, because we've gone through 114, so 113 big figure will be in the next level to watch for, right? So if you're short on euro, that's where you wanna watch, because that's a decent high full figure level that price might give a bounce, right? So that's that. British pound, because of euro pound, right? British pound, it's being held, but I think it's just a matter of time where they will send this one up for the British pound to also continue going down with the euro. Okay, so right now all eyes is on the euro, because euro is weak, but I think the British pound will follow once this pair starts giving some form of a rejection to the upside. Okay, at least wait for this low to give up. Okay, once that low has given up, then we can use that as a breaking market structure and then send it down here. All right, so British pound, wait for this low to give up, and then we can look for a trade to go down there. New Zealand, yesterday we mentioned that we want to see them break this down candle, right, during the New York session, right here, and I said if we break it, look to sell short and target here as your first objective, and price did pause in there, as you can see, and leave the rest to continue going lower to close in the void, which was this level here. All right, so that's where I'm expecting them to send price, as where we are right now. Okay, give me 1 second, let me check the yen pairs, as I did send a CAD yen trade. Okay, still stacking entry, but that's fine. Right, New Zealand dollar is gonna continue going lower. I'm expecting them to go to 0.69814 to close in this void. Right, it went to the mean threshold. If we measure that, right, that's the mean threshold, and then it gave a bounce, so now it should come down here. Okay, Aussie, same thing. I said if we break short-term low, then it should send us higher. I was expecting them to make one more run into taking out this high and then break down for us to look for the sell, but they didn't. If you look at this, that's what I was showing you yesterday. Let's remove this, right? This imbalance in here, that gap right there. Okay, that's the sign of the reversal. We also had it here, but not as much as this. Now I want you to look at this candle right here. Okay, that candle. Anytime you're expecting some form of a reversal, anytime you're expecting some form of a kind of a change in market direction, right? If you're expecting a change in market direction, you want to look for this kind of candle taking out a short-term low where there was some sort of an imbalance. Okay, so price is going to take out a short-term low where there was an imbalance with with such a candle like this, right? When you see that, that's a true break. That price should not come up here. Remember when I was teaching you some lesson regarding when do you expect price to come up to the bearish order block or to come up to the breaker, right? That lesson, if you go back, and I can't remember exactly where I did that one, but if you go back and look at that, I said how we break this low is going to indicate whether you're going to come up here to the order block here. But I'm pointing to you now this, so that when you see that there, don't expect price to go. Most of the time, 70 to 80% of the time, price will stay below that. Okay, so for example here, notice that we had this imbalance. I think I should use the pound Aussie because yesterday we did identify that gap here, that once they broke market structure and then left this gap there, price should stay above it and then send it higher. Okay, but we will talk more about it as time goes on. Okay, for now, just understand that when you're looking for that breaking structure, right, that candle right there, that one, you want to find that, because that's what's going to give you your true break in market structure. When it's not like this, chances are they're going to come up here. Okay, so where we are, this was your first objective, and then you leave the rest to continue going lower. It might give a small bounce, but I like this candle, right? Same type of candle right there. We have same thing here. So if it's gonna go up, it will just retrace. Notice that there's nothing here on the left side, so it might retrace back up to the last up candle and then continue going lower. So if it does retrace, you can sell short the last up candle to continue going lower. Okay, Euro pound, yesterday I was very interested in this level, but I didn't do anything until this morning because I wanted to see them bounce or give a break in market structure on the lower time frame before doing anything, but price did not do none of that, and it just continued going down. So all my refined levels did not hold, right? So hence price continue going lower. We are inside the weekly order block. If you don't know, here we are inside this last down candle prior to the move up. So I think it's gonna give a bounce. In the morning I identify this small little imbalance on the lower time frame somewhere in there, and that's where price bounced, and I was willing, okay, keyword willing, I was willing to take a trade here, right, provided this level stays. So I got into a buy on this candle, right? When this popped up, this candle opened, I took a trade and I left my stop loss below this low right here. So I mean a long on this because we are inside the weekly order block, and that was the level I was anticipating. It was actually two, this one and that, but this is the one that provided some form of a bounce. So what I'm going to do now is wait and see if it can give a H4 swing low like Aussie did. All right, we have H4 swing low. I want to see if this one can provide something like that. This one was promising, but obviously price rejected and came all the way back down again. So it's not guaranteed. I'm not saying you should take a long. I think if you're going to do it, it's going to be a bit risky. So just be patient for you for a breaking market structure, because I took it with the mindset that, you know, I don't mind if it goes and stop me out. I don't mind it, because it's just price action, right? It's gonna do what it's gonna do. But maybe you don't have that kind of mindset yet, so taking this trade might be a bit risky for you. So wait for breaking market structure first before you do anything. I didn't get what you... Okay, right, I get what you mean now. I didn't understand your statement, but I do get it now. Let me look at the New Zealand yen, because I have so much interest in this to get to our final TP. It's been going on for too long, right? And I can't wait for it to finish. But I know I'm diverting a little bit, but look at this, right? Anytime, and let me see if I can find an example. Okay, here, right there. When price is about to drop, sometimes it takes a long time to do it, but the moment you get out, that's when the real drop happens. What do I mean? Notice how price is dropping, going pullback, dropping, pullback, dropping, pullback. At this stage, right, if you are in a downtrend, you might just be giving up because this is not dropping. And then the moment you close it, this is what happens. Now, this happens to me quite a lot in some good trades that I should have held on to it, but then I closed it too early, and then they now give the drop. So what I mean by is this trade here, right? Notice how it's dropping. It's not going, okay, we've turned around and then boom, boom, boom. It's not doing none of that, right? It's doing that. This is frustration, okay? It's not doing the drop that it's supposed to. I bet you the moment we get maybe somewhere here and then we close the trade, this is when it's gonna drop, right? But I'm not gonna close my trade. I am going to hold on to it. So I'm just giving you the insight that, you know, sometimes when it's doing things like this, the actual drop hasn't happened yet, because this one is just, you know, pulling back, retracement, pulling back, retracement. So the actual drop that is meant to happen has not happened yet. Okay, and numerous occasions I've been in a long, I think it was on this one, right? Numerous occasions I've been in a long, and then I'll be buying somewhere here, and then I'll get out somewhere there, and then this will happen. Okay, or I'll be in a sell, maybe from up there, and then I'll close my trade somewhere in here because it's just doing my heading and it's not dropping, and then this will happen. All right, so that's what I'm saying on New Zealand yen. Make sure that you haven't closed everything, because the actual drop is going to happen very soon. You can see New Zealand is tanking, so I think, in my opinion, the actual drop is going to happen very soon. Okay, let's carry on. This one, yesterday we mentioned that we're gonna see price go up in here and then drop back down and then continue going higher. Why? Because we took out this high right there. Once we did that, institutional order flow is bullish. So up candles are going to be broken, down candles are going to be respected. Since then, you can see all the down candles are being respected, right? So this is when we broke it. That's why I was pointing you to this particular candle here, because once we broke above this high, institutional order flow is bullish. What I mean the up candles are going to give away, and then the down candles are going to be respected. So since then, down candle respected, this big one here with the wick, that one also is respected, this one has been respected, even that small down candle respected, this one respected, that one respected. But I've given you this trade idea based off from this gap, where we have a gap, we have a whole old high, and then we went above it. So this is the classic support and resistance idea, where price breaks a short-term high and then it comes back and then retests the high. But we are not trading support and resistance, we are trading smart money. So this gap, couple that with this down candle and the fact that institutional order flow is bullish, will continue to send price higher. So you can use this as a potential entry with your stop loss below here, and then target this high and then that high, right? That's what we said. Once we break above this high, price is gonna come up here and then maybe even up there, but we focus here first. Okay, so if you see it pulling back, you can look for a buy to continue going up. I'm not a big fan of this rally, bear that in mind, because again, this is compression. Okay, it's going up, down, 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 right? This is compression. That's not a good uptrend, because the moment we break, okay, you're gonna see one big or two big down candles straight back down here. I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen, but I'm saying that this kind of price action, when you see it, it's called compression. Usually, if price breaks, it's gonna go down with few candles. That's what it means. Okay, it's gonna go down a few candles. Let's go on to quickly British pound, and then okay, I like this candle. I like the candle that's breaking this low. Okay, it's looking very interesting. It's looking very interesting. So what I'm gonna do is, if we take out this low with that candle, see that last up candle there, you can sell short and leave your stop loss above that high. Okay, but that's not what I wanted to show you here. But anyway, it's happening, so you can take note of that. Once you take out this low, you can sell short, targeting this low, stop loss goes above there. What I wanted to show you is actually on the daily, right here. Notice this, that's compression, right? So the fact that we don't have any real gap, any real order block, because they were all being mitigated when price was going up, and when price was going up, they were all mitigated. So what's going to happen is, if we start dropping, it's just going to slide through like nothing exists here, right? Until it gets to maybe an imbalance, maybe something on the lower time frame, which is decent in my opinion, somewhere here, right? Until we get there, everything else is just rebalanced, right? Everything is rebalanced. This is the only imbalance that exists, right? In all this mess. Okay, there was a little bit here, but I think they've already closed that in there, right? And then price bounce. So from where we are, if we start dropping 1.3070, that could be ultimately where price is gonna go. Okay, so keep that in mind, or have that in your charts, that whenever you see price going up in such a fashion. Now this is for your, your journal if you have one, or this is for your notes if you have one, that whenever you see price going up or down in such a fashion, that's compression. Anytime you see price breaking market structure and this exists, just pretend as if they are not there, because price is just gonna, unless you're able to go into the lower time frame, maybe H4, right, and then you find an imbalance like I did here, then those will be where price will bounce, not reverse but bounce. Okay, and then it should continue going in that same direction. All right, is that understood? That was a really lovely trade right there with the New Zealand dollar. Let's go back to this one. I'll be willing to take a sell once we break this low. Hopefully it does not run away. I like the candle breaking it. Okay, notice that we have what? We could spend all day talking about this sort of price action, but notice we have a gap right here, right, and then we have this down candle, and price just goes through it as if it does not exist. Yes, it did bounce in here, but ultimately it's going through like it doesn't exist. That's good. That's the kind of price action we want to see when we want to go down. So we've got about 33 minutes left. Once that candle closes, I want it to stay big and bold like that, just like this one. I want it to stay big and bold like that. That is a signature of price action that you want to take note of, because once this happens, okay, it's just showing you that it's tipping their hand what they want to do. Okay, one big candle on the H1, you can see it's very big, abnormal. Once you see that, it's an indication that price is, or someone did do something in this candle. Right? We don't know who, we don't care, but someone did something there. Okay, let's carry on. Euro New Zealand, I did not do anything on this one because for me, the moment we broke below this low, right, price is in the consolidation, because we went above this high. I'm gonna highlight the highs and lows so you see what's happening. Okay, so we started from here, we went below above this high. That's a breaking structure, right? Straight back down. That's a sign of what? If you've been following for a while, this is a sign of divergence. Okay, so in here there's going to be a divergence, indicating that if we pull back, it's a buy opportunity, which it did here, and then went up. Once we broke higher, price is not supposed to come down here. The fact that they've come all the way down to attack this low is showing you that now we are in some form of a consolidation. Okay, in some form of a consolidation. So price is going to keep bouncing up, down, up, down. So now that they've taken out this low, price is going to try and come back inside the range. So it's going to go to 50%. It's going to go to 50%, and then maybe to the last up candle, but for now it looks like it will get to 50%, and then maybe the last up candle. Okay, because that will be your premium array, 50% equilibrium, and then bearish order block up there. I'm not interested in this because of the consolidation, but I was interested, or I am interested in Euro Aussie, because that is still an uptrend. We took out this low, went higher, retracement. This shaded area, weekly bullish order block, just like Euro Pound. Inside that we have this last down candle. That's your breaker, that's your last down candle. We've retraced to the last down candle. At the same time, if you do your fib projection, or you threw a fib in, right, 70.5, which matches up with what? A fair value gap here. So everything was pointing to the fact that there might be some form of a bounce. Now, I gave these targets simply because they are very easy for price to reach. I didn't want to give all the way up here because, you know, based on experience with you guys, and if you've been taking note, sometimes you get a good trade, it will move, and then we don't get anything out of it, right? So at least if price gets here and it takes something off, it takes out the pressure, it takes the pressure off this trade, and then you can relax and let the rest continue doing what it needs to do. All right, so from where we are, first TP is here, second TP is there, and you can note that they are very specific levels. Okay, that's the last down candle, that's the last down candle. So there might be some form of a reaction in here, some form of a reaction in here. All right, and we expect price to at least get to TP2. Whether it's gonna get to TP3, that we will find out based on what the Aussie is gonna do going forward. I'm expecting it to melt down and continue going lower, but this will depend on what Aussie is doing. For now, at least, it's dropping, so we can aim for TP1. Whilst I'm going through, if you have any question, please feel free to ask. Euro Pound Aussie, we did talk about this one yesterday as a potential level because it came back into optimal trade entry, and it gave a breaking market structure on the lower time frame, and I pointed you to that gap. I said watch that, because if they retrace to it, it's gonna reject and go higher, and they did that. Now, from where we are, I think these highs are too clean, and we have an imbalance in here. So I don't know if anyone is long on that. If you are, this is your target, and potentially coming up in here. I wouldn't target this one yet. I'll be content with this equal high, and then potentially that one. Let's go on to the 1 hour time frame right there. I'll be content with this equal high and this, and then obviously leave a small portion to see if it will carry on going higher. For now, this equal high is your upside objective. We have about 30 pips, so it's not bad, and 52 pips, it's not bad. So you can look for this upside objective and then that one, provided you are long. If you're not, just make sure you're protecting yourself with a down candle. So I will use this low as a protection. Right, I'll use that low as a protection, and then target these two levels. And then finally, pound New Zealand. Let's go into the daily. I think the H4, there was a level we did highlight yesterday, this down candle, and I actually didn't do anything on this, to be honest. I'm just showing you where price rejected. Sorry, on the H4, I'm just showing you where price rejected. right? Broke market structure, retracement, and then up it goes. I didn't like it because of the fact that it has not broken market structure on the higher time frame. So I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly where we are taking price now. As far as I'm concerned, this is a very high probability level that price might pause. That's about it, because we've not taken out any major high. This is a major high because that's the last major swing to the downside. Impulse, retracement, impulse, right? So that's the major high that price needs to get above it, but you can see it's not doing that yet, so we can't say we are gonna go higher yet. So that's why I'm not doing anything on this at the moment. For me to do something on that, it needs to obviously take out this high with with one big candle like this. We need to take out that high with one big candle, then I'll be confident that we're going higher, at least if it gives a weekly order block. Yeah, so if this week closes like this, then next week I might be interested in buying it to go up in here. Okay, so let's see if they can close bullish this week, then next week I'll be interested. This week is still trading, and this could be down, 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 one up candle, one run above this high or even that high, and then rejection to continue going lower. Also, don't forget we are in a market maker sell model. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me check something on dollar index. What was the level again, to make sure if not? Yeah, we did. Okay, we've closed it in. Okay, we have closed that in. British pound did not break. That's not good. I was expecting it to break. Euro did not get to 1.3. I think it should. Check the 15 minutes. Okay, so dollar index has got to the upside objective, right? What I don't want to see is for us to now take out any down candle. I don't want to see that. Okay, anything should be a pullback and a continuation. We don't want to see any down candle give up, because any down candle that gives up, that will be problem for dollar for its continuation to the upside. Okay, so we don't want to see any down candle give up, right? Okay, I think pretty much that's all. We've gone through all of this, right? In terms of the yen pairs, okay, CAD yen is doing something completely different. Let me get rid of this one. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so with the CAD yen trade, what you can do, want to measure this last up candle and the mean threshold, right? We don't want to see price close above it. Okay, if you see price close above it, you want to close the trade. Yeah, as much as you want to probably hold on to it, you want to close the trade. Okay, we don't want to see that. All right, so 91.36, we don't want to see price close above that. If we do see it, close the trade and don't wait for it to come and stop you out. Okay. Did I just get here? No, we've been here for the almost 1 hour now. We've been here last 40 minutes. Let's, I think by now you're good with what I was saying. So let's do the COT together very quickly. All right, let's do the COT together. We've got 20 minutes. I think it's enough. We can do COT together. So I'm gonna bring up the commitment of traders report. And before we do that, have you guys seen what Bitcoin did? Let's go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin just went to the very level I called on Friday. Right there. Okay. Bitcoin, boom, down. Go daily. What level is that one? That 4% projection from down here. Okay, projected to the upside, 4% or 4 standard deviation. It hit that and then it dropped. And last Friday, today's Tuesday, Friday, I said watch this imbalance in here. Where is it? Yeah, here. Watch that imbalance because it took out this high and then dropped. So chances are it's gonna pull back and then attack these lows, and surely they did. All right, from where we are, if you look on the daily, to me it's not done. It's gonna come and attack this low. Okay, especially if you're able to close below this imbalance. Okay, if we close below that, they're gonna come back down to this, and that could be the beginning of maybe a drop, because high 1 2 3 should see a divergence. Let's see if there's any divergence on the RSI, relative strength index. Yeah, there's a big divergence here, right? So we could be going below for this low, and then somewhere down here is gonna go and fill this imbalance in here, this imbalance in there, and then that imbalance in there as well. Okay. Ethereum, same thing. If they're able to close, see how price has been trading right there. Hit this down candle several times and then failed to make a new high, and then boom, break. That is a breaking structure. So as your breaker, we don't want to see price go beyond here, and it should just reject and go lower. All right, and probably, okay, we don't have any imbalance. I think maybe in the H4 time frame there might be something in here to play with for a bounce, not a buy, but for a bounce. Hey, that one there. It's already bounced. Right, so we don't want to see it go above this down candle, and then it should come back down, close this one in, and I think that level too. I was back testing and price failed to touch that level. It should have come down here, so that would be another level that price will come for, and it looks really nice because you have equal low sitting right below it. So we have consolidation here. All right, so that's that. Let's go back to what we were doing, and we are going to do COT, right? We've got 16 minutes, so let's see if we can hammer it quickly. So let's see. There you go. So this week we're using the data for that one, right? That was the one missing. So straight away, I'm just gonna go through it quickly. Okay, you can write it down because I've already gone through it, but like I said, I wanted to do it together with you guys and show you how I do it. Right, so whilst I'm doing it, I'm gonna write it down as well so we can do it very quick. So if you look at the figures, right, the previous week, the 1st of November, you can see the commercials had 42,000. It's a minus, okay, so it's minus 42,053. okay, and then this week we had, or the week gone, we had 41,095. so it went lower. Okay, so there is a decrease in shorts. Do you agree? There's a decrease in shorts. No, I don't think you should be looking for buy setups on cryptos. Not yet, because of the candles that is breaking the lows. You don't want to be looking for buy signals yet. If you do margin trade it, then I think you're better off looking for sell ideas. If you do margin trade it, if you spot trade it, which is buying and holding so that it appreciates, I don't think you should be doing that right now. At least not the way it's dropping. At least if it breaks market structure on the H4, something like that, then you can look into it. Please tell me it's still good. Yes, the Euro Aussie is still good in my opinion. We have formed a swing low on the H4, so I think it's still good. Nothing has changed on that. It's just that it's not moving as much as I want it to move, but it's still good. All right, so back to COT. We had the commercials decrease, right? The shorts. So last week was 2 weeks ago was 42 and 53. Maybe the numbers might not seem, you might not see the numbers, so that's why I'm mentioning it for you. 2 weeks ago it was 42,053, and then last week was 41,095. So they decreased their shorts, so that's a down for DXY. So in your notes or on your paper, you're gonna write DXY down. Okay, then we're gonna go to Aussie. Aussie 2 weeks ago was 73,000 and 73,970. Last week was 66,685. So that is a decrease in longs. They've decreased their longs, and if you check your notes, a decrease in longs means that price is gonna do what? It's gonna go up. The next one will be the what's the next one? CAD. Let's look at CAD. CAD is D6. Okay, CAD 2 weeks ago was minus 27,441. We are doing the COT. Alright, CAD was minus 27,441, and then this week we went to minus 26,000. So minus 27 to minus 6. That's a decrease in what? Shorts. So CAD is gonna go down. From CAD we move on to Euro. Let's see what Euro is up to. Okay, 2 weeks ago we had minus 22,728, and then last week was minus 32,041. So that's also an increase in shorts. Okay, it went up. The minus went up, so that's an increase in shorts. So that's up. So Euro is up. The next one will be Japi, Japanese yen. 2 weeks ago we had 126,005. Last week he had minus 123,199. So 26, 23. So that's a decrease in their longs. So that's an up. So JPY is go to up. Next one will be NZD. NZD be N6. Let's see what N6 is gonna give us. Okay, so last 2 weeks we had minus 16,625, and then we have minus 15,000. So 16, 15, 16, 15. So that's a decrease, right? That's a decrease in shorts. So down. NZD equals to down. The next one will be Swiss. Let's have a look at the Swiss. So the S6. So we have 25,497. Okay, 25,497, and this week we have 20,534. So 25 to 20, that will be a decrease in the longs. Okay, so it's positive, but the positive went down, so that's a decrease in longs. That's an up. So Swiss is go to up. All right, let's quickly do gold and oil. So gold, 2 weeks ago we had minus 23,000. Minus 239,877, and we went down to 275,481. So we went from 239, actually went up. So we went from 239 to 275. That's a huge buy. I mean, that's a huge increase in their longs, and I think that's not good, because that's the highest they've been in the last maybe 1 year. Where is it? There. Yeah, that's the highest they've been in the last 1 year. So when it reaches territories like that, I'll not go into much details. Let's just do this. Gold is a buy. I was gonna go into details why, but gold is up. And then finally, oil, CL. Oil, 2 weeks ago we had minus 461,516, and then last week we have minus 461,964. So we went from 61.5 to 61.9. So that's an increase in longs. Sorry, an increase in shorts. My bad. So 61.51, 61.96. That's an increase in shorts. So oil is also up. Okay. So that's basically that's it. That's the COT. So now that you get this, then you can start pairing the currencies. So dollar is down, Aussie is up, CAD is down, Euro is up, JPY is up, NZD is down, Swiss is up. So those are the currencies. So now you can then pair them and then see which one you want to trade. So Aussie dollar could be a buy, AUD USD could be a buy. So I'm not surprised. Now let's go to price action. Let's go to bear with me, I'm trying to change the screen to the oil. There you go. So I'm not surprised that we opened Monday and then price went up. Okay, I'm not surprised we had Monday went up, but obviously because we are bearish, ultimately it did what? It did continue going lower. So AUD USD, even though it's saying it's a buy, because price action is saying that we are bearish, you don't buy, right? That's how you use the COT. Because price action is saying that we are bearish, you can see we are bearish, you don't buy, so you discard that and then you follow price action. So you actually follow what price is doing and then you sell. Okay. CAD is down, so Aussie CAD, you can look at Aussie CAD, and that could be a buy for you. So let's have a look at Aussie CAD. I'm not gonna do all of them, but I'm just giving you AUD CAD. Right. I'm not doing all of them. I'm just gonna give you some insight on how you can, what you can do with the information that you glean from the COT. So Aussie CAD, if you come onto this pair, what is price doing? Always do it on the high time frame basis, because price is ultimately gonna go on where the high time frame is going. Okay, so if you look on the high time frame, you can also see that we are what? Bearish. It's not going up, it's going down. Therefore, you want to follow price action. Maybe you might get a buy to go into the pullback, but ultimately you're bearish. You're looking for price to continue going lower. Right? So AUD CAD, even though COT is saying it's a buy, it doesn't mean you should go and buy it. You should follow price action. Yes, according to the COT, the pound, actually we didn't do pound. My bad, we didn't do pound. I think I skipped it. I do apologize. I think I skipped the British pound. Let's have a look at the British pound. So let's do it together. I don't want to, sound like I'm robbing you. Okay, so we didn't do the British pound, so let's do it together again. So 2 weeks ago we had 11,732, 11,732, and then last week he had wow, okay, so we had minus 11,000, and now they've gone to 17,000. So that's a big increase in their longs. So that's a big bearish sign on GBP. So GBP is a huge, they went from negative to positive. So that's a huge bearish sign on the British pound, right? Because they went from net negative to net positive. Okay, so that's a big bearish sign. So I would not be surprised to see British pound drop this week. Okay, I'll not be surprised to see that. That's why it went up first, because they might be accumulating their shorts. They'll be accumulating the shorts and then send it down, and it's super bearish as well. So it's just a matter of time. Maybe tomorrow they will hammer it down, but it will all start from that down candle there. I think it's 3 o'clock. It did not close below. But I wouldn't mind selling it. I'll take my chances. Okay, I wouldn't mind selling it. I like the I like the 15 minutes one as well. Okay, look at that one. It's huge. We have a rage and then a break. Even though it did not take out this on the 15 minutes, it had done a break in market structure. So I still think it should go down fairly. It's waiting on this pair. Once we see this pair going up, this thing is gonna drop like nothing else. All right. So back to the COT. So let's look for another pair that could have been or that can be used for this week. A pair like New Zealand Swiss. Okay, because New Zealand is down, Swiss is up. So let's have a look at New Zealand Swiss. CHF. Let's go on the daily. Right, this could be a good pair to trade this week because you can see it's bearish. Right, we just went into a pullback, so drop down to the lower time frame. We are bearish, low, lower low, pull back, optimal trade entry, 618 down. So this could be a good pair to short for this week to continue going lower as well. Right, and I think stop loss can be above this high. Right, we don't want to see price go above this imbalance, this one here. We don't want to see price go above it, so you can even minimize it to this and just leave it there and then expect price to come and attack this low. All right, another pair that you can look into is Aussie Swiss as well for the week. Today is Tuesday, so still time for price to continue going lower. You can see I was anticipating something like this on the Aussie already. Let's look on the daily. Hang on, let me put my zigzag on. Let's see how price went above this high. Could be a stop run. Yeah, could. Let's see how. Watch how, if you want to trade this. Okay, I'm not saying you should trade it. Watch how price is gonna break above this high, and I think we've done a lesson on this, right? How price breaks above short-term highs and lows on the daily time frame will give you an indication whether it's gonna continue or not. This being a swing high on the daily, is it going through it or is this going and then rejecting? If it's going and it's rejecting, it could be a potential stop run. So all you have to do is wait for a break in market structure. So here We have the high going above this high. If we take out this low right here, that means this was a stop run and they're gonna come back and attack this low. So your eye is gonna be on this low to make sure that they break it first. Okay, so don't do any selling until this low gives up, and then you look down here. Okay, another pair, GBP is down and euro is up. GBP is down, euro is up. This one here, right? And we are trading inside a weekly order block, so a change in direction, a breaking market structure could be a potential buy on this pair as well. Okay, you see how I'm using the COT. I'm not going in because COT says it's a buy or sell, then I'm just gonna jump in and start using it. Okay, that's not how I do it. You just have to wait for the price action to obviously match up with the COT. Then you can trade it with the mindset that, okay, COT is saying it should do this, therefore I'm gonna take a trade based on the COT. Sorry, I'm just reading your confirmation. I'm sorry, your questions. Thanks for confirming. I am going to have to practice this more. Yes, you should. I think there is a monthly order block, right? On which pair? On GU. Monthly order block. Let's have a look. Let's see. I don't see a monthly order block. Where is it? This one here? This down candle? To me, it's a short-term high broken, so it's a kind of a mitigation area. It's not an order block for me. It's a mitigation area where price went down and then we broke above it. So it's a bearish order block turned into a breaker, a mitigation block. So this is the level you'd be interested in, and I think that's where price did bounce, right? From the high to the open, that's where price did bounce, but it's just a bounce. It should continue going lower as long as the dollar is bullish. This one should continue going lower until we break market structure. You are gonna stick with the trend. Okay, don't what's the keyword? Don't expect this to turn around and start going higher. Don't do that, because if you do that, you might lose sight of the trend. Okay, you might lose sight of the trend. So the trend is bearish. You're gonna stick with that until we change direction. So until we break market structure here, you're bearish, right? So this can be just a short-term buy to go into premium between this high and that low, right? You didn't even get to 50%, right? So this could be a short-term bounce to go into premium and then continuation to the downside. So stick with that until we break market structure. At some point you're gonna take a loss anyway. I'm not saying you're gonna take a loss all the time, but when market structure is breaking, if you sell short, let's say price gets up here and you sell short, right, and it goes higher, you take a loss, and then that gives you an indication that price is unwilling to continue going down. Then you buy. Okay, that's the loss you're gonna take, where price is rejecting from going lower and then trying to go higher. That's when you might take a loss. Okay. What other questions do we have? How would the gold would work out this week? let's have a look at gold. I think earlier I did mention that gold has gone and closed in an imbalance. Okay, always price is always going to be king. Okay, take that, remember that all the time. Price is king over everything. Fundamentals, yes, but price is always going to be king. When price is showing you something, do not ignore it, because there's a reason why price is doing what it's doing. So give me 1 second, let me check the yen pairs again. Okay, where were we? There. There's a reason why price does what it does. Okay, so if we were trading somewhere in here, then I'll say yes, the COT buy is still valid because we still yet to close in this void, right? But the moment we close in this void, if you understand voids, which I have taught you, okay, once we close in a void, price is then allowed to go back down. So even though COT is showing that we are bullish relative to where we are trading, this range, this high to that low, where are we? We are in deep premium. Okay, we are in deep premium. We did premium and discount arrays, right? So what is in premium that is an array that you know? A void. We had a void. We also have the last up candle bearish order block. So because we are in premium, we've closed in a void, we hit a bearish order block, there's a probability that price will not continue going higher. I'm not saying it won't, okay? I'm not saying it's not going to. All I'm saying is there's a probability that it might not continue going higher. So your best bet will be watch lower time frame price action and then try and see down candles being respected and up candles being broken. If it is, then price is going to continue going higher. As soon as you see, like right here, as soon as you see a down candle giving up with, I've just introduced you to looking at gaps, right? With this kind of gap broken, with this kind of candle, it's a sign that maybe price will not continue going higher and maybe price might reject. Okay, so then you trade accordingly. It's not because price is going up or because COT says it should go up, therefore you're just gonna close your eyes and then keep buying. It doesn't work like that. You have to take into consideration price action. And I think you did ask this question I think earlier, and I said that watch this level, because once we close that in, chances are it's gonna reject, and it did. All right, so as it is now, let's go into the H4. It did not close bearish as I wanted to see. I just want to see one candle close bearish, but that did not happen. However, it doesn't neglect the fact that on the lower time frame we've taken out this down candle. Now watch this. The fact that we've managed to close below this low is a sign of bearishness. So if the buyers wants to regain, the buying pressure to take it up, they need to come up here. But I doubt it for now because of this price signature here. I doubt it that they're gonna go all the way up. If they do, great, I'm wrong and price will continue going higher, but I doubt it. So maybe they're gonna come for this. They might come for this rather. Okay, so from where we are, my eye is here. If we go above this side, then I'm wrong. Then I think they're gonna go for this equal high. Then you can look for all the buys that you want to buy. Okay, that equal high. if they break above this high, you look here. For now, this is where you should be focusing. All right. No problem. No problem. I know you're there. I'm gonna watch silver for you. I know you're there. I'm gonna watch silver for you. Silver is forcing itself to go higher, but it's not, right? It's struggling. That level is rejecting. It's come there twice now, actually 3 times, 1, 2, and then 3, but this one is not breaking structure yet. So maybe lifeline on this one would be that it might go sideways. But if we break this low again, look here and there. I think the narrative hasn't changed since yesterday. Right, the narrative hasn't changed since yesterday, so stick with, if we break this, you look here. All right, and I think that's it. I've only got 2 minutes to I haven't even got a minute, but I'm gonna allow the next 2 minutes to answer any last question, and then I will dash out to go and get my son from school. So if you have any question, feel free to ask right now so that I can answer you, and then I can go and pick up my son from school. No problem. You're welcome, guys. I think today's Tuesday, so definitely we might see some big action going into tomorrow. Okay, so just be patient, hang in there. Some action is about to unfold. I think oil, I already showed you that we're looking for price to come here, and this is a bounce off from the consolidation, and it should send it down with big down candles, right? So there you go. All right, so I'll touch base with you again tomorrow. I will send out the daily market summary as soon as I am free, and I will see you guys tomorrow same time for our live session. Okay, take care, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.